Hello. How is everybody? It's Friday. I don't know about y'all, but we have been having the best weather. I mean, like it seems early in the year for us to be having such nice weather. But 60s in the morning, low 80s during the day, like it's just pleasant to be outside. Sometimes it gets a little warm when the sun is like, blaring down on us, but other than that, like it's just gorgeous. Hey Deb, glad to have you here. And Anne and Katrin, I love it. Cindy, very nice. Did I say Katrin? Hi, Donna. I love it. I got to meet Donna face to face last Saturday. It was wonderful. She came by the common thread. Love that. Hey, Angie, knitting furiously on these socks. Very good. Ready for a sweater project. Absolutely. That's right. We got to get ready for Nani Swimo. Oh, Tish, 32 degrees this morning. Okay, well, pretty soon you won't be winning the award for best weather anymore. Actually, Bo would probably disagree with you because he wants the cold. Hey, Valera and Sue, glad y'all are here. Hey, Karen, 48 degrees over in Scotland. Very nice. That sounds pretty good. I like it. Very good. Yeah, so I did. Thank you, Donna. That's very kind of you. I just did a quick show and tell last week of my bases and some good projects that you could make with each of them that I showed off. So it was fun. It was such a lovely weekend. And in fact, the weather, it was overcast most of the day. It was perfect, no rain. And Bo and I ended up setting up our trunk show outside in the front lot area, and it was just perfect. It was windy, but the weather, I mean, temperature wise, could not have asked for a better day. It was awesome. So speaking of that, I've got a little something at the common thread that I want to do as a giveaway. So here it is. It's a set of 10 stitch markers. Now, or I'm sorry, 11. You can't see them very well in here, but that's okay because I bought two. One for me. Here they are. I put them all out. Now it's missing one. You can see their little, Morgan was like, are those shrunken heads or are they skulls? I was like, I'm pretty sure those are skulls. At least that was what I took them to be, was skulls. The one that is missing is already on my baddie Halloween socks, and it's like a bright pink, almost fuchsia color. So, and I told Morgan she was welcome to have one of mine as well. So we'll see which one she picks out. But I thought they were pretty cool, perfect for this time of year. So I'm going to give away the other set. And all you have to do is comment. So every comment that you leave between now and next Friday morning will count. And then I will go through and pick a random winner. So if you're not in my system, make sure that you check back on next week's video because I may need you to give me your information if you win. So, and if you don't know, I always do, Bo always takes the live video that I do on Fridays and then downloads it to the homepage on YouTube. So there's actually two versions of each week's video, and you can comment on either video. So every comment is basically an entry. So, and if for some reason you just don't like skull stitch markers, you can still comment. And if you win, then you don't have to take them, or you can politely decline, or you can gift them to someone else. Whatever your wish is. All right. And honestly, the more that you count, the more that you comment, it actually helps me out in the algorithm. So I just appreciate your comments anyway. So I know, Valera, I love them too. Hello, Linda and Katrin. Bo says he'll definitely help rake. I remember I used to have to rake. In fact, we had a house just downtown here in Lakeland, and it was on, what was Shady Oak? Is that the name of the street, dear? Anyway, we had oaks. We had like 3 tall oaks affecting our yard all by itself. And so every year there was some serious raking to be done. I don't remember getting help from Bo. I could be wrong about that. It seems to me I did all the raking. Just saying. But Bo's so desperate for cold weather now that he'll definitely he'll rake. Oh, Donna, you got yourself a set too. Awesome. See, great taste. Great taste. I love it. Hey, Laura. Oh, thank you, Karen. Loving my shawl. This I would love to take credit for. I can take credit for the colors, but that's about it because Lonnie knit this sample for me. This is the Fiber Fest shawl. Y'all may remember it because I showed it off back when Lonnie first knit it for me. It's a Stephen West pattern, and it's just gorgeous. There is a little bit of brioche in there, as I recall. And I had her knit it with fluffy lace, which I think she ended up doing a different, she used some different yarns. And I'm trying to remember if she said that she would knit it with, I don't remember. I'm not going to put words in her mouth. But anyway, it's a gorgeous shawl, and I'm benefiting from it now because I absolutely love it. And it's nice. It's one of those shawls that's perfect for actually wearing as a shawl, and it kind of dresses up your outfit nicely. So yeah, it's a good one. Thank you, Karen. Oh, Shady Lane. I knew that. That's right. I named the house Shady Oaks, I think, or Three Oaks. I don't even remember. And I got the idea of naming the house from, I think it was Anne of Green Gables, because they always, I guess, I don't know, was it that region or was it once upon a time people would like name their houses? I don't know. Anyway, I read it in a book and I was like, ooh, we should do that. So yes, thank you, Tish. If you don't mind, hit the like button. It definitely helps me. And if you haven't subscribed, that helps too. Yep, Bo says he never helped. See, never helped. Actually, I didn't mind raking. It's very good exercise. So, oh my goodness. Okay, Karen, that's a lot of leaves. Oh, nice, Deb. Spinning similar colors. Okay, I like it. Yeah, these include, there's Berry, there's Swan Song in here, and I believe Cat's Meow are the three colorways that she used for this particular shawl. So yeah, good stuff. All right. Oh, okay. I don't know if y'all seen the posts. I didn't, there were more that I could have posted, trailers to holiday movies that are coming up. I swear it's like Netflix must have, and they probably have before, but I just haven't noticed it. But it's like they are trying to seriously give Hallmark some competition for holiday movies because they're already advertising a bunch of them. So the one that I'm most looking forward to is A Merry Xmas, I think it's called, about two exes. And so that looked funny and interesting. And then one, what was it? A champagne something, which looked like a total Hallmark plot movie. I mean, right down the line for sure. And then A Christmas Heist or a Berry Jingle Heist. I don't remember. Now that one looked a little edgier because they're planning a Christmas heist, but it looked good. So I definitely will be watching all those movies on Netflix. And then tonight, I think tonight is the night, right? We have Mistletoe Murders on Hallmark. So I already let Bo know I would be watching that. If I had to go to the bedroom, I would and watch it in there because I think he has a hockey game. But he said that he would watch the hockey game on the iPad. And then I can watch my Christmas. It's not a movie. It's just a series, right? Mistletoe Murders. There's like 3 episodes or something per season. And oh my gosh, Linda, Lifetime is starting to come out with some Christmas movies too. Well, there you go. It's like you could just watch Christmas movies around the clock at this point. I love it. All right, I might have to check those out. I'm not typically a huge Lifetime person, but maybe that's because I haven't watched enough of them to know. To me, they're always the really sad movies and stuff like that I'm not interested in. I need happily ever after, just so you know. I'm a big happily ever after girl. I need my happy endings. I won't be crying at the end of no movie. That's no good. All right. Well, let's see. Oh no, Karen, that's terrible. I have to say, pretty much around here, well, I could be wrong. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that we can't get, but if you're willing to pay for it, you can find it somewhere. You know what I mean? On some streaming service somewhere. But there are some exceptions to that. There are some, I think, Hallmark movies that I like and try to find, go back to periodically, and you can't necessarily find them unless they just happen to play them again. So, but that sucks. I'm very sorry that you can't see Mistletoe Murders. All right, I want to show y'all some things that I've come across that y'all have been working on this week. First, I want to start, since I horribly forgot. I didn't forget. It didn't get loaded, and I didn't catch it last week when I loaded what I call the Swan whips. Hey, Claire. I see Claire over on Instagram. I love them. So I'm guessing you're talking about the stitch markers. I know. Aren't they awesome? Okay. Let's see. So going back. So Cindy, I apologize that I didn't have your shawl last week, but look at this, y'all. That is a showstopper if I have ever seen one. It's called the Martha shawl. And she did it in Teal the Cows Come Home and Shut-Eye Town, which is actually a very, very pale green color for that background in there. Gorgeousness. I love it. All right, let's see. These kind of came up sporadically. So let's see if I can group them. So first up, let's do this one. So Cindy finished this Triagonal shawl, which, by the way, it is not too late to be posting your whips and FO pics of a Triagonal shawl for the knit along for that. This one she did in Doing It Debbie style. And what I love about all these Triagonals that Cindy has made is she's done each of them in a variegated colorway, and it looks really good. And that's, I think that I'm going to have to remember that and put this pattern in my list of projects that are good for variegated, colorways, because of the way that it starts narrow at the bottom and then it gets wider and then it narrows back down at the other end. It really kind of breaks up that variegated patterning, which is really cool. So this one, if I didn't mention it, is Doing It Debbie style, was that colorway. I loved that colorway. And then she also started another one. This one is called Sizzle and Stitcher, which she says she thinks is a Yarn Lounge colorway, and I'm pretty sure it was. I think that might have been the last one, which is gorgeous. I love it so much. And you can see how the different widths of the project make the colors, that variegated colorway, how they lay down differently. It's very cool. I love that. And then if you choose a single color like Henrietta did, Henrietta emailed me her picture. This is hers in the colorway So Hot that she finished, and it looks amazing. I love it. Good job, Henrietta. All right. And then let's see. We also have nope, this isn't this is socks. Sorry. So Valera posted this is where she's at with her Cub socks. If y'all don't know, she made socks representing the Cubs scores this season. And unfortunately, they've now been knocked out of the playoffs. So I think she has yet to add the playoff scores. But look at that. Oh my gosh. What an amazing feet. And you could mix and match those socks and always have Cub socks. Never run out of Cub socks. I love it so much. That's awesome. All right. And then more socks. This is Linda finished her pair, a vanilla pair of socks, but she marled two colors together. She had Pomp and Circumstance that she held with Forest. And how I love that so much. I think they speak fall to me very much so. I love it. And then let's see, here's another pair of socks. This was Linda Kalarick finished these, and they're called the faux rib cable. I think that's what it is. And she did her first shadow wrap heel. So, which, by the way, that's one thing. Like I knew right away when I did when I heard about the shadow wrap heel, knowing that it was basically kind of like a short row heel, I knew that I was going to love it. And so that kind of initial period of getting used to the the double and the triple stitches or whatever that you create, I just kind of figured, oh, that's just par for the course, getting used to it. And so I don't think in all my, exclaiming over how awesome the shadow wrap heel is, I never mentioned that. I think I dropped at least one twin stitch or something at one point. So it does take a little getting used to, but once you get used to it, it's such a good heel. So you did good, Linda. And I think if I remember right, she said she used charcoal was the colorway on that. It looks good. All right, what else do we have here? Did I get, oh, Angie posted these. So she took the mini, this was monthly mini from, gosh, was it August, I think, Dog Days of Summer, and she used them on her heel and toes. She said she found a brown to go with it. It looks perfect. I love it. All right, let's see. Is that all the socks? I think so. And then cannot forget, Anne finished her beautiful, beautiful Hiss and Vinegar. And that quilt underneath is nothing to sneeze at either. Just, I'm just saying. It looks good. I think there's everything in there from, what did she say? She said it before, burnt butter. I know, because I just love how it looks. Is it Go Big or Go Home that's in there? Oh, yes, Go Big or Go Home. And then there's a couple others. And of course, I didn't write it down, and my eyesight's not good enough to read my small print. Which, by the way, I just got brand new lenses this week. So reading is supposed to be easier. Hey, Bobby, I'm glad to see you on here. And yeah, I know. Isn't Cindy Shawl gorgeous? I'm just reading through your comments. I know that shawl. It's such a showstopper, Linda. Frank, it's like Valera all over again. My shawl has become socks. It's weird how that happens. Oh, I love it. Hey, Lonnie, happy Friday. I was just bragging about your lovely work here a few minutes ago. And then, yes, see, Bobby, I know. Shadow wrap heels, once you get accustomed to them, they're just, yeah. And yeah. All right, Karen, casting on socks this weekend. Perfect. It's Socktober still, by the way. So all of you sock knitters can get in your WIP and FO pictures. You got plenty of time. We still have what? We have two. No, do we only have one more weekend? I think we still have 2 more Fridays. Let me look at my calendar real quick. We still have, yeah, we got 2 more Fridays in this month. So you got 2 weeks to be working on socks. Well, you can work on socks anytime, but I'm just saying for our October fiber challenge for sure. So, all right, let's see what else. Oh, I get to show you what I'm working on. Okay, so I started I'm Batty for Halloween socks. It's a long name. I believe that's the name of the pattern. And so this is as far as we've gotten. Here's my little skull stitch marker on there. But I've done 1 repeat of the chart. And I think her instructions say to do 2 repeats of the chart for the leg. And obviously you can go further if you want or do more. But I think that might be, if this is 1 repeat, that might be a pretty decent length for the leg. So if I do anything beyond that, I might just do like half the repeat. So I'll have basically 1.5 more sections of this length. So it's very cool. There's something about color work that is just fun. It keeps your interest going, especially with socks. because with socks, it's like, you know, just as you get to know a pattern, before you can get bored with it, the stitch pattern, you get another row and it changes. And so it definitely keeps your interest. So, and I really love these. So I'm using Pumpkin Patch is the main color. And then I'm using some leftover Pomp and Circumstance is my black. So I'm really having fun with this particular pattern. And I think, I'm sure the pattern has you do it on the foot as well. I don't know. I'm sure. But I'm trying to think, how will I, because, you know, I have a tendency to, I have to think about that. Will I continue it all the way around on the foot? I have a tendency to cheat. By the time I get to the foot, I'll do whatever pattern, only on the top half. But I might do the whole thing. We'll see. I mean, you know, all the way around the foot, if that's what it calls for. I'll try not to cheat too much. I get impatient, you know, and I want my socks to be done. So what are we congratulating Lonnie on? Did you get something, Lonnie? Let's see here. Yes, I know. Oh, that's it. Yes, Lonnie. I know it does look good. You're amazing. So, all right. Hey, Diane. Glad to see you. And Linda, so you haven't, you started the baddie socks, right? So I'm having, I noticed, you know, I think I told y'all I did not do, so the pattern tells you to cast on and then you do your cuff and then she has you increase by like, I don't remember, is it 12 stitches or something like that? And I just thought that's way too much because my tensioning, I don't know if you can tell, I've noticed in some places it's almost like my tensioning, oh, there's an end I need to weave in, is, I wouldn't say, well, maybe not too loose, but it's not too tight. And one of the things that I've learned to do since the one time that I had a problem with them being too tight is that I will stretch it every so often just to make sure, like I'll go like that and make sure that it's not too tight. And it's not. So I did not do the increases since I cast on 64 stitches. That's usually what I cast on with a size 1 needle. The very first size increases up to 64 stitches. In other words, it works for the color chart. So I just left it at 64 stitches and am doing it. I think it'll be just fine. And I'm trapping my floats the most number of stitches that I go is 4. And then I'm trapping my floats. I could probably go more than that, but I don't want to. I like them, you know, that's what I'm comfortable with. 4 stitches. So any more than that and I trap them. So, all right, there's that. And then I did make some progress on my triagonal, y'all. I'm getting to the point where I'm like looking forward to having it done. So here it is. So I'm almost ready to start my first set of section 2 decreases. And I have started, you can see at the very, very top, I've started my 5th color. By the way, I don't remember if I've told you all, I know I posted a picture on social media. I am loving hand winding these little minis. It's so fun and such a sense of satisfaction. They're so cute. And this colorway, y'all, Tea Leaves is the last one. And I love it. It's like I need a top or something in that, right? So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Right, Linda, I did not. Yeah, you probably heard me. Yeah, I did not do the increases. Let's Cindy, you never do the pattern on the sole because I use the princess sole there. Oh, I'll have to look that up. I don't know what that is. Oh, Laura, you think I should try it on? Yeah, I should probably do that. I should. And I will. I usually do it like right after the heel just to make sure everything's, copacetic. Anyway, okay, so what was I saying? Oh, so I still have quite a few decreases to go. It has you decreasing very gradually at first. So, and I basically have judged each section just by length because I don't know, that's just kind of how it worked out for me. Um, so I know that this is not going to be enough to finish the shawl, which because I did do extra increases. Ordinarily, it would have been if I hadn't done extra increases, but I did. So I have about this much left of each of the colors. So I'm trying to decide since I'll be using this as a sample in my booth, I might I don't know, because it's one of those things you want to be able to tell people, yes, you can knit that with this set of minis. But, you know, to say, well, I actually used extra minis, so you need this set of minis plus another. Sometimes for some people that can be a hindrance to buying something. And so it occurred to me maybe I shouldn't have made the extra increases so that I could literally use the 5 minis in the Muted Magic mini set and finish it. But the other thing was I was thinking was that I want a shawl that if I'm going to wear it to be a certain length because I don't, if it's just a simple shawlette, how likely am I to wear it? So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is once I get to the end of this, I may do like smaller stripes of each of the remaining colors. That way it's still using only the 5 colors in the set. Does that make sense? I think I said that last week. Anyway, so that's my current plan. If I have to, I'll just pick another mini skein and because I can tell people, yes, you can make that shawl with any 5 minis. However, I had to make it longer, so I needed an extra mini. All right, that's it. That's what I'm working on, those 2 things. In fact, most nights I'll knit a few rows on the socks and then I knit a few rows on the Triagonal. It's a nice mix because the socks require a little bit of concentration. And then the Triagonal is mostly at this, it's just knitting. Once you know the repeat of the rows, you just knit. So it's kind of nice every night to have a little bit of the rest. Linda, make striped socks. I could do that. The problem is I might need them for a shawl. But otherwise, yes, because it's such a great set. So, all y'all are so sweet. Oh, that's a good idea, Cindy. Reverse stockinette stitch so that the smooth knit stitches. Oh, you're talking about, you reverse the stockinette stitch so that the smooth knit stitches, are against the sole of your foot. Oh, interesting. That's very interesting. So you must have very tender feet. See, I don't notice that. And I know some people will even say they notice like if the toe has any sort of like thickness or, where you're doing the decreases, people sometimes will say they notice that. And I don't ever notice that. Now, I do notice if my socks start slipping down my feet, which is why I like a well-fitting sock. I don't want to be having my socks be going down my feet in my boots and all that good stuff. So, yeah, I agree, Linda. It would make a good top. Something. I might have to put it in the shop. You just never know. Okay. So, speaking of new things, what is new in the shop? Well, let's see. Oh, one thing I want to show y'all. I just dyed up a big wholesale order that is going to Helen at She Sells Yarn. Now, I've showed my Dying to Knit people some of these, but I'm literally packaging them up this afternoon to take to her. Pardon me. There's a lot of them. I'm going to be taking these to her tomorrow. And a lot of these are what y'all call a vintage Carolyn colorways. So if these are all on Silky Sock, Helen at She Sells Yarn in Ormond Beach carries my silky sock base. So if you're interested in them, I don't know how long it will take her to get the inventory put in and all that, but you can find them in her shop. And I'm pretty sure she ships too. So I'm just going to go through. Some of them are current colorways, and so they'll be familiar to you, but some of them I haven't dyed in a very long time. So this is the first one, South Beach, a very vibrant, bright, variegated colorway. I actually designed a pair of socks using this colorway called South Beach Shorties. If you're ever interested in looking up, I actually still sell patterns. I think there must be a yarn shop somewhere that has knit some up and uses it as a sample, because I'll get emails that they've sold another sock pattern. So anyway, fingerlings, this one, this was a favorite for a long time. Fingerlings, it's this dusty, almost a pink beige color, tan, and it's got little speckles on it, kind of like, you know, fingerlings, like potatoes would have. And then this one, this is similar in style to Little Storm Cloud. This is called Splitsville, which is a half black and then half speckled colorway. So it would do that faux self-striping just like Little Storm Cloud does in socks. So maybe it's actually, Morgan was just saying today that she might help me knit up some little samples. I'm thinking I might have to do something a little different for some of my colorways, especially the variegated. People always want to know how they knit up. So maybe doing like small little swatches or something. So we'll see. We got to figure that out. But anyway, this one is called Life's a Beach. This was part of a collaboration many, many moons ago that we had done at Helen's shop. The yarn matched some fabric of a project bag. So that's Life's a Beach. And then, oh, this one was a favorite for a long time. I have a top somewhere that uses this, Miss Molly. Such a great, that blue is such a nice denim blue mixed with that. It's actually a brown, but it's a pinky brown. So that goes kind of nice with fingerlings, actually. And then here's one, Blackberry Wine. This was inspired by some soap that was gifted by Karen Leggett and her cohorts in Tulsa. And yeah, so it's got deep dark purple. It's got that berry in there, and also a lighter purple. And the way that it comes together, knit up, Morgan knit a tank top out of this. And it even has just a tiniest bit of gray coming through somehow in that mixture. Here's one that Bo absolutely loves called Falling into Fiber. It was actually meant to emulate those bright fall leaves that you see. And hey, Cindy B, I just finally showed off your shawl and we were all oohing and awing over it. So glad you're here. Oh, I see Heidi Shaw's over on Instagram. Hey, Heidi, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And then anyway, yeah, so this is Falling into Fiber. Bo wants a pair of socks out of that, which, as I told my Dying to Knit people, I forgot about that when I was dyeing up that colorway for her. So he's going to have to wait until I dye it up again. Velveteen, that's a recent goodie. You all know that one. She also got Slate and Burnt Butter and Cavendish. And what else did she get? Berry. I'd forgotten about Berry. And then Spirit of Freedom, the best navy blue that there is. And then You're a Pal. So there you go. Lots of colorways heading to Helen's shop in Ormond Beach. So just keep an eye out for that. All right. The other thing that, hey, Sunshine. I got to see Sunshine last Saturday. That was awesome. I'm so glad you're here. And yeah, Cindy says it was a fun knit. Yep. That's good. We're all in awe of you. And then, yes, Sunshine, velveteen and falling into fiber are, I can see those being in your wheelhouse for sure. Sunshine loves vibrant colors, y'all. Okay, so what else is new? So let me just remind you, if you're wanting a sweater kit for Nani Swimo, it's never too late to order a sweater kit or, get yarn dyed up. But if you want it in time for November and you want to knit National Knit a Sweater in a Month, then get your order in. So I still have the Shawn sweater kits up on the website. You're welcome to order from that. Or if there's a lot of you all have ordered other things. Let's see. I know Mary Ellen is doing the Ooey Gooey sweater in a short sleeve version. And then Sue, I think you're doing the Anchors tee, if I remember correctly. So lots of other projects. And especially if you live in Florida, I get it. Not everyone wants a heavy sweater. I like, a certain amount of heavy sweaters, and I have enough short sleeve tops. So I want to do a heavy sweater. I'm good with it. And I doubt I'll get it done in time for Thanksgiving, but since we're going to Nashville for Thanksgiving again, I can wear it there. All right. I probably should have said, if for some strange reason you have not gotten the pink ribbon pre-order, then, well, first of all, you should let me know, because you should have gotten it by now if you pre-ordered it, unless the post office is just playing weird games with your yarn. But spoiler alert, I just showed it. Here it is. So this is what the pink ribbon ended up looking like. I put a variety of pinks in the pan. It's a beautiful tonal. It does lean towards a mauvey pink for sure. And as of a few minutes ago, there's only literally one skein left in the shop. I just had some room in the pots, so I filled them. It's such a great colorway that I figured it won't hurt. I'll just put what's left over in the shop. So there's one skein left. I think it's on Trusty DK. So Laura, I'm doing another summer sorrel with driftwood. I wondered what you were going to use that for. That's going to look good. I still need to make my summer sorrel. Maybe that will be my project next year for our summer sweater make along. Who knows? Hopefully I'll get it done before then, but you never know with me. So also Starry Sock, which now has its own label. Dun, dun, dun. I just picked these up from the printer a couple days ago. And I will gradually be adding colors back onto that base, since the few that I had sold out. So, but this is burnt butter on it. So there's a few skeins of that in the shop if you're interested in that. And like I said, I'll start adding more to that collection. And then I miscounted my numbers. So this is the colorway, by the way, that went out for the monthly mini color club. And I had just a few left over, called Opalescent. I think that's how you pronounce that. Opalescent? I don't know how you say that, actually, now that I think about it. But in other words, it's supposed to resemble an opal, all those shimmery colors that come through and different opals have different looks. But the picture that I used as an inspiration had these colors in it. So that was the monthly mini. And so there's a few on Trusty Sock minis in the shop. So let's see, Karen. Oh, another gorgeous one. Which one are you talking about? The colorway or a sweater pattern? Donna, I will buy all the Starry Sock. Just saying. Well, you're welcome to it, Donna. Let's see. It seems like there was something else I wanted to mention, but I don't remember now what it was. All right. So I took down the listing for the coordinating cousins, Ichabod's Blush and Misty Mountain, just because I'm ready to dye them. So I'll dye those up first thing next week, and those will ship out next week, along with, today I shipped out the very first sweater kit. So I'm dyeing those up alongside the Christmas Advent calendars. I've already dyed up the first two colorways. I'm super happy with them. Morgan and I were talking about them. I'm not going to talk any more about them. I'm just saying I like them. Yeah, because those ship out. They're supposed to ship out November 3rd already. So, because our Advent Sundays start later in November. So, the first Advent Sunday. So, they have to get wrapped up and shipped out. So, and I always get nervous about that. I don't want a bunch because, I told Morgan, we're going to get them dyed up and then we're going to start wrapping them right away so that we're not at the last minute with a bunch of wrapping, and I'll have to wrangle Bo into helping us wrap them up or something. So anyway, I'm very excited about them though. It's yeah, I know we're talking about 90s Swimo and I'm already into Christmas. So, the pink colorway. I'm glad you like it, Karen. Yeah, I was pleased with that one for sure. Let's see. Oh, Anne. Okay, I remember you ordering the mail pouch. Okay, maybe another Extra Bright Light or Flower Child by Wool and Pine. I'm not familiar with that one. I'm gonna have to look that up. Very good. I'm always looking for better or other patterns. You know that. All right, let's see. Okay, some new things have come up where I will be. Tomorrow, I will be over at the Falling into Fiber vendor market from 12 to 5 over in Cocoa Beach. It's open to the public. And we'll be there all day because I'm also doing a sock blank dye experience for people who are part of the retreat there. So Bo will be manning the booth for the most part since I'll be busy with the sock blank dyeing. So make sure you come say hi to Bo. And I will leave the shop. The shop will be left open, the online shop. I didn't tell you all that last week because it was open last week as well. If it's easy enough location-wise, it actually has to do with tax brackets, oddly enough, as to whether I leave the shop open or not. I got to make sure I'm charging the right sales tax is the point. So, and I didn't realize this. I think Florida must be like one of the only states that does this. It varies by county. It's not a statewide sales tax. Now, we have the same sales tax rate here as we do with a lot of other counties, but that's just happenstance because our counties end up at the same rate for whatever reason. So I don't know why I because so I won't be closing the online shop tomorrow. I don't have to. So you can actually shop if you want, and I'll pull it and make sure we don't sell it to somebody else. So, Cindy, I'm thinking about using the Call the Midwife colorway. Not that I don't have two others on the needle. That was I hope you do use that, Cindy, and post. That's such a good colorway. I wonder if I still have mine, or did I give it away? Because I know that I had one at one time. I should pull that. It's such a good colorway. It had, just if you don't know, y'all, it had some red and it had that steel blue that they, it's the color of on their uniforms. Yeah, it's good stuff. Tish, first Sunday of Advent. Yes, November 30th. And it's your son's birthday. Very nice. All right. Yeah. So that's why I've got to get those Advent calendars out the door. So, okay. So Kansas is that way also with the sales tax. Yeah. Oh, the local mall has an additional 1% added. Wow. That's crazy. Can we just add our own one? We have an extra 1% sales tax. That is crazy. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Now that's not legal here. If I accidentally charge sales tax to someone, Bo lets me know in a hurry. Can't be doing that. Not that I do it on purpose. Anyway, there's all sorts of things you have to deal with. Okay, so that's tomorrow. Let me move on. Then, I get 2 weekends off, and then I'll be heading to Alabama for the Alabama Fiber Fest. And then in December, and this has just opened up, the very 1st of December, Saturday, December 6th, I will be at Knitcessities in Orlando for a trunk show. They're open from 11 to 5. So I hope you'll come see me. I will have some Christmas colorways, of course, as well as other colorways too. But yeah. I was already eyeing my Christmas color palettes and what they'll be for this year. So I've got some new new palettes that I'm looking forward to playing with in the dye studio. And then what is after that? Oh, okay. This is new. December 13th, the second weekend, the second Saturday in December, the Tampa Hooked on Crochet group is hosting the Tampa Fiber Arts Conference. So it's a one-day event. I'm going to put the link in the show notes, but it's also on my website. If y'all, remember, if you scroll down, you see all my events. There's a link there. You do have to sign up for that one. It's a $49 fee, but you get lunch with that. And then you get a morning workshop and an afternoon workshop in there. So you get, there were a couple of things like how to make stuff with t-shirt yarn is one of the workshops. There's a crocheting a holiday ornament is on there. There's a beginner crochet. So if you don't even know how to crochet yet, you can take the beginner crochet workshop. And then there's a free form crochet game is going to be one of the workshops. I thought that sounded really cool, to make an abstract swatch. There's one on doing a granny square. There were a couple of others. I think there were 4 options that you could choose from for your morning workshop, and then 4 options for your afternoon. So it's actually a really good deal. And the common thread will be there, Shannon, and she'll have a booth there. And then I will have a booth there as well. So it's at the Gandy Convention Center in Tampa. So hopefully I'll see some of y'all there. All right, let's see. And there's always giveaways, always. Let's see. Okay, Sunshine says she'll be knitting Flower Child on Thank You for Being a Friend. Her Thank You for Being a Friend just shipped today, by the way. And Bo has a hate relationship with Shopify sales tax. He's my accountant, by the way. He handles all of that good stuff. So Sunshine, she was in my post, by the way, that I did of last weekend. And I don't know if y'all saw, she had this beautiful, colorful top, and it had a scalloped edge along the top. Beautiful. So yes, there will be giveaways on that second Saturday. Cindy Nicholas, I finally finished my striped socks today. Awesome. Are you going to post a picture? I would love to see it. Let's see, Cindy. I used to work with a portion of billing, and we would have tickets that would come up with a 1-cent sales tax added. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I tell you. All right. Ooh, Cindy, you're going to do the Shawn on Queen of Tarts. Yeah, that's going to look good. That's going to look good. I need to dye some more Queen of Tarts, I think, for the shop. That's always a winner at trunk shows and festivals and wherever we go. So I have to dye some more up. It's getting kind of hard to figure out which colorways I always want to keep in stock. I have to try and whatever I have samples of, because sometimes people will say, well, how do you have that yarn? So I always like to have that in stock. And then there are some colorways that just seem to be fan favorites on certain bases. So I like to have that in stock as well. So it's getting to be a lot, a lot to keep track of, but it's all good. All right. I think that's it, y'all. I've got I didn't even mention the yarn was pretty much left in the bags from last weekend. So I still have a little bit more to pack up, and Bo was kind enough to hang. This is the Swan City yarn sign that hangs behind the table at the back of my booth, usually at festivals. So he hung it today. So you wouldn't have to look at just bare grid wall. But anyway, I've got some yarn to pack up and groceries to get, and I got to run to the post office again. So lots to do. And all right, let's see. Oh, Tish, what's the name of the I think it's called the Gandy Civic Center is what I was told. It might have a slightly different official name, but that's essentially the Gandy Civic Center. I think that's what you meant. And then Sunshine says cardigan. I must resist. Or maybe on velveteen. Yes, velveteen would be an excellent color for you, Sunshine. I'm just saying, just, that's just my 2 cents. All right, everybody, take care of yourselves. I will be here right here next week, next Friday. Don't forget, leave comments as you will to be entered for the stitch markers. And I will see you all next week. All right. Behave yourselves and get your fiber crafting in. All right. Bye, everybody.